And just begin to breathe consciously into your hips and your lower back. So as you inhale, filling up the hips, filling up the lower back, feeling that space that you're creating with your breath. And then exhaling out of the mouth, and just let everything go, let tension go. That can be physical, mental, emotional, energetic tension. Just relax. And just breathing here, beginning to cultivate an Ujjayi breath, so in and out of your nose. Just notice where you're holding tension in the body and see where you can soften a little bit more. And then take about 4 more rounds of breath right here. Just let the hips drop back a little bit more. Maybe walk the hands forward a little bit more. Feel all of that length through the sides of your body. And then on an inhale, you're going to rise up to a tabletop position. So stack your shoulders over your wrists, stack your hips over your knees. And just to warm up the spine and the hips, we're going to take a few cat-cows here. So leading with your sacrum, so that's that flat triangular bone in your lower back. Tilt your tailbone up and then lower your belly. Press your heart forward and keep your shoulders out of your ears. Take a breath in here. And then on your exhale, tilt your tailbone down, round the spine, so the rest of the spine follows. Your chest press into the earth and feel your back stretch. And keep moving through that. So inhale, belly down, heart forward. Exhale, belly up, chin to chest. Then we're gonna do one more like that. Really see if you can connect with your breath. On your inhale, lower the belly, heart forward. And this time on your exhale, you're gonna take a big hip circle to the right. So start to round the spine, circle your hips back, all the way to the heels, and then all the way around. As you inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, rounding the spine and circling it all the way back and around. And we'll do that one more time. And then inhale, rise up to center. We're going to switch directions. So on the exhale, start to round the spine, circle to the left, hips all the way back to the heels, and then all the way around. Breathe into center. And exhale back. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to center, come to a neutral spine. And then you're gonna walk your hands forward a little bit, lower your hips towards the earth and bring your heels towards your butt. Lift your chest and just feel the front of your body opening. Breathe in. Exhale, take it all the way back to your child's pose, just like we began. Okay, so just doing a little bit of this dynamic movement to warm up the body before we go into those deeper stretches. Lifting up. And then exhale, taking it back. One more like that. Inhale, take it forward. And exhale back. Maybe this time you tuck your toes under so you get a little stretch in the bottoms of your feet as you sit your hips back. And then you'll rise up to your tabletop position. We're going to take it to a downward dog. So you're going to step your feet back to a plank and then lift your hips high. And start to pedal out your feet here as you press your hands into the ground. Just feel your hips, your hamstrings, your calves opening up. Lift your belly button up and in so that you're getting lighter on your hands and you're engaging through your abdominal muscles. That core is nice and strong. When you're ready, just settle into your down dog. You can keep a little bend in your knees and really press up and back through the upper ribs. Let your head hang completely, maybe shake it out. And then lift your right leg to the sky. So take a three-legged down dog, lift up, keep pressing through your hands, both heels are lifted high. And then on your exhale, guide your right knee towards your right triceps and really lightly step your foot outside of your right hand and tap your back knee down. So we're coming into a runner's lunge. Heel toe your right foot forward a little bit. And then you can start to roll to the pinky toe edge of your right foot. So you get into that inner outer thigh a little bit more, get into the groin. And then you can either stay here, okay? Or if you're more flexible, you can lower down to your forearms. If you have a pillow or yoga blocks, you can also take your forearms down there. And we're just gonna hold this and breathe. Okay, releasing the hip flexors. And with each exhale, lifting your navel up and in towards your spine. That engagement through the belly will help to lengthen the left hip flexor muscles a little bit more. And as I mentioned before, our hips are governed physically by our sacral chakra. And if you're not familiar yet with the chakras, what the chakras are energetic systems of the body, and they correlate to physical, mental, emotional, and energetic aspects of ourselves. So physically, right, we're muscularly releasing the hip muscles. But energetically, this is where we store a lot of emotions. I'm sure if you practice yoga regularly, you've heard like every yoga teacher and their mom say this, but it is true. So releasing the hips physically helps us to emotionally also release tension or anything that's stored and blocked up in there. Okay, so see where you can soften a little bit more, where you can take it a little bit deeper. We're here for about 4 more breaths. Two more breaths. And now come on up to your hands. Tuck your back toes under, keep your back knee down, start to straighten out your right leg. So I call this a funky half split. So the foot is still out to the right, hands are inside of the right foot, and then you're flexing the right toes back. Start to lift your heart, kind of tilt your tailbone up to the sky a little bit, and you'll feel that lengthening throughout the back of the right leg a little bit more. And then you can, again, use blocks under your hands. You can use a pillow if that's all you have access to. But try to keep a nice long spine from your root all the way up through your cervical spine. And just gazing down and forward, feeling the back of the right leg, feeling that outer right hip. If you want to get into the IT band a little bit more, flex those right toes back and then rotate them out to the right. And you're going to feel all of that through the side of your right hip and thigh. And continuing to breathe in and out of your nose. With every inhale, lengthening your spine. With every exhale, just folding a little bit deeper. And just like before, with every exhale, lifting your belly up and in. Staying with the breath. Two more rounds of breath right here. Bend into your right knee. Okay, lift your back knee up And then you're gonna step your right foot back to your plank and then lift your hips high again for downward facing dog. And take a couple of breaths here. If you wanna pedal your feet out again, you can. Really just notice the differences in your right and your left side now. That right side should feel quite a bit more open. Try to lift up again, really feel the side bodies opening up. When you're ready, you're gonna lift your left leg high. Okay, keep pressing into the earth. Feel your glutes strengthening to lift the leg higher. And then bring your left knee towards your left triceps and lightly step your foot outside of your hand. Come to your runner's lunge. So back knee down. Heel toe the left foot forward a little bit. So as you can see, my ankle slightly in front of my knee rather than my knee jutting over the toes, which is really bad for your knee joint. So knees lightly or slightly behind the ankle. Palms down, and you can start to roll to the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Untuck the back toes. And then either stay here, or if it feels good, you can lower to one or both forearms. And just breathe. We're here for about 2 minutes, okay? So you don't have to go as deep as possible right away. Maybe let yourself just ease into it a little bit more. Remember, you can always back off. So I always like to say if your breath becomes strained, or if you feel like you're shaking or anything like that, take it back a notch, right? And just find that breath again. Because when we bring that oxygen, that fresh oxygen into the body, into the muscles, we can actually help them to open up even more. Maybe just close your eyes and stay with your body, with your breath. See where you can let go a little bit. And when things start to feel intense, is when we want to tap into that breath even more. And a lot of times when things start to get uncomfortable, our breath is the first thing to go. It starts to get really shallow, starts to rise up into the chest. So continue to breathe into your belly, especially if you start to feel like the stretch is getting pretty intense, because we are holding these for a little while. Take 2 more breaths right here. And then when you're ready, you're going to rise up to your hands. You can tuck the back toes under and then roll the left foot flat and then straighten out your left leg for that funky half split. So hands inside of your leg, lift your heart, kind of slide into your pelvic tilt so you feel the back of that left thigh lengthening, and then fold, reaching through the crown of your head. Again, if you want to get into the IT band and the outer hip a little bit more, keep flexing the left toes back and then rotate them out to the left. And remember too, you can always have a little bend in that left knee. Okay, I have pretty open hamstrings, so if yours are less open, that's okay. You can have a little bend in the knee. You can support the hands with, a pillow, your blocks. You could use a can of soup if you need to, just something to lift the hands up a little bit. And take 2 more rounds of breath. Slow inhale and exhale. Inhale to lunge. Plant your palms, lift your back knee up, and then step back to your plank. And then again, find your downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna step the feet out wide. Walk your hands back to your feet. So you're in a wide forward fold. And just take a little ragdoll here. So slide pinky fingers into opposite elbow creases. Make sure your knees are bent enough so your belly is connected to your thighs. And the lower back gets more of a release here. So if you're sitting a lot during this quarantine time, which I think we all are, a lot of us are just on our laptops and stuff, it's good to bend the knees so your lower back gets that release. And just let everything hang heavy. Allow the blood to flow back towards your brain. And as I mentioned before, as you're holding a posture, maybe start to go a little deeper. So maybe now the legs get a little straighter. But really just listening to your body, listening to your breath. Take your hands to the ground, lift your chest about halfway, find a flat back, and then bend your knees and come into a yogi squat, malasana. So the heels are down. You can always separate the feet more if you need to. Press into your feet to find a lift. So as you'll see, I'm not just slumping down. I'm lifting. I'm pressing my thighs open, but at the same time, slightly squeezing them inwards so that you're feeling that stretch through the hips, through the lower back. Really lengthening up through the crown of the head. And then you can rock side to side here. And if this is too intense for you, place a block or slide a pillow underneath your sitting bones so that you're sitting down on something as you do this. And as you're getting this stretch throughout the hips. Breathe. 4 more. Keep pressing, keep lifting, keep breathing. Bring your hands to the ground, lift the hips back up. Walk your hands out and come back to that plank position. You're gonna pick up your right leg and then slide that right shin forward. So bring the knee wide and then flex your right toes to come into a pigeon pose. So straighten the left toes back behind you. If you have sensitive knees, instead take a funky pigeon. So sit your hips off to the right, bend your left knee, and then you can just kind of fold over your legs that way. So that's another really great way to get that outer hip stretch. If your knees are healthy and this feels good, come into your pigeon, lift your heart. And then you can always stay up on the hands if it feels intense, or start to lower to your forearms, or you can come all the way down to your forehead. And take a moment here, continue to try to hug that right hip back a little bit. Actively press through your left foot. And you want to feel your outer hip, so where your outer hip muscles, like your piriformis and your tensor fascia lata, your TFL, are. And that will just help to open everything up. It's also going to feel really good in your lower back. You're stretching the front of your left hip flexors. And taking those deep belly breaths here. So inhaling, filling the belly, filling the sides of the belly, filling the lower back. And then exhaling, just softening everything down towards the earth. Consciously create that space with each breath. And take 4 more rounds of breath, and remember, this is one of those postures that can get uncomfortable, okay? But just as long as it's not painful. If it's uncomfortable, if the muscle just feels kind of intense, deepen your breath. See where you can let go physically or emotionally. What emotions or feelings can you begin to release as you breathe out so that you do create more space in the physical, mental, and energetic bodies. And when you're ready, come on up to your hands. Sit your hips off to the side, to the right, and then sweep your left leg around. You might want to just shake out that right leg for a second, okay, and straighten it out. And then bring the sole of your left foot to your inner right thigh. So that right foot's kind of angled out towards the top right edge of your mat. Left foot's the inner right thigh. Bring a little bend into your right knee and then square your shoulders off over your right leg. Sit up really tall, breathe in. And on your exhale, hinge at your hips. So you're hinging at the hips. Try to get your belly on your thigh. And then you can actually grab a hold of the foot. So maybe you bend the knee a lot so you're grabbing a hold of the foot. And what happens when the belly and the thigh are connected is we're supporting the lower back, right? We're not straining the lower back. We're supporting it. So we're going to get more of a release in the lower back. And we're still going to be opening up the hip and the hamstring. So we get all of the benefits in one. Lengthen your heart forward. And then fold a little bit deeper. And keep breathing. Maybe eventually the hands come to the ground. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Maybe straighten the leg a little bit more. And then inhale to slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. You bend your right knee, bend your left knee, just lean back onto your hands and windshield wiper your legs side to side. Just feel the hips kind of opening up there. We're gonna make our way back to 1 more down dog. So when you're ready, you'll either just slide the legs off to the side or cross the ankles, roll over the shins, step back to plank, and then downward facing dog. Okay. Lift your left leg up high. Guide your left knee out wide, set the shin down, and then straighten your right leg back behind you. So actively flex your left toes back. That activates our shin muscles, which help to protect the knee joint. And again, if this doesn't feel good in your knee, sit off to the left, bend your right knee for a funky pigeon, and then you can kind of just swap the hands forward or fold over the left leg that way. Okay, if you're coming to the full pigeon, point your right toes straight back, square everything off, and then slowly fold forward. Maybe you close down the eyes. Slow down your breath, and I want you to begin to count your inhale. So counting for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just continue that on your own. If you feel like it's pretty smooth that way, you can always add on, counting to 5, counting to 6, maybe even counting to 7 or 8. Take 3 more full rounds of that slow breath. And when you feel like you're even on both sides, you'll walk up to the hands, sit your hips off to the left, sweep your right leg around, straighten your left leg out, shake it out. Maybe your foot fell asleep. And then bring the sole of your right foot to your inner left thigh. Okay, angling that left foot towards the top left edge of the mat. Sit up tall, reach your arms forward and breathe in. Bring a little bend into that left knee, hinge at your hips. And then you can catch a hold of the foot. Lengthen your spine. And then fold over your left leg. Keep the spine long. The belly to thigh connected. Maybe eventually you lower the arms down. Feel the back of your lungs expanding with breath. So often we forget that there's 4 sides to our lungs, right? We always just think about breathing into the front of the lungs. So see if you can breathe into the back of the lungs. You'll feel your back stretching. And see if you can also breathe into the side of the lungs. So you feel the rib cage expanding laterally. Maybe straighten your left leg a little bit more. And on your inhale, slowly rise up. Again, take that right foot wide. Place both feet on the ground, hands behind you. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. And then keep the feet wide. Sit up tall, reach your arms forward. You can scoot your butt towards your heels a little bit and then slowly lower down to your back. Okay, arms out wide, walk the heels back a little bit more, and then windshield wiper the legs side to side. So on an exhale, lower your knees to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower them to the right. Do that 2 more times, each direction. Next time they go to the left, lower them there and just hold it. If you want to take this a little deeper into the hips, so this might feel really good, you can stay here. If you want to take it deeper, pick your head up, okay, look at your right leg, scoot your right foot to the right a few inches until your right knee is in line with your right hip. And then if you know you have healthy knees, take your left ankle, cross it over the right thigh, keep the feet flexed and active, lower your head down, and use that outer left ankle to gently lengthen your outer right thigh. So you should feel that right hip just opening up. If you feel any pain or pinching in the right knee, just take the left foot back off. You don't want to feel that. And then inhale, point your knees up to the sky, feet wide to the edges of your mat. Exhale, lower the knees to the right. And again, you can stay here or you can heel toe the left foot over to the left until the knee is aligned with the hip. And then you can cross that right ankle over your left thigh. And kind of press your left leg and your right foot into one another equally. And you'll feel that lengthening through the outer left hip and thigh a little bit. And cross the right ankle from the left thigh if it's there. Point your knees up. Hug your knees into your chest. Hold on top of your knees and just draw some circles across the ceiling. Massage out your lower back. And then go the other direction. And we'll find a happy baby. So elbows inside of your thighs. Catch behind the thighs, your calves, your ankles, or your feet. Okay, wherever you grab, you should be able to keep your sacrum on the mat. So your lower back's not lifting, it's down. Your head and shoulders are also down. Open up the thighs so you feel the hips opening. And then you can take little rocks side to side. Get one last little massage in your lower back. When you're ready, draw the knees in, hands behind your thighs. And rock up to a seat. And we're gonna get ready to take our little meditation and our breath work. How are we doing, guys? Hanging in there? All right, so come into a comfortable meditation seat. You're gonna take the palms face up on your thighs. And when you're ready, go ahead, close down your eyes. And we've been doing about 30 minutes of deep breathing, deep stretching. So you should feel nice and connected to your breath. Take a few here, fully filling up the belly, the ribs, and the chest as you inhale. Fully emptying the chest, the ribs, and the belly as you exhale. This is called a wave breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more, breathe in. And out. And we're going to take alternate nostril breathing. We did this yesterday. So left palms face up on the thigh. Take your peace fingers to your third eye, your thumb to your right nostril, and your ring finger to your left nostril. Plug your right nostril and fill up all the way through your left. Pause at the top of your inhale to hold for a count of 3, 2, 1. Plug left, exhale right. Hold at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Plug right, exhale left. Hold for 3, 2, 1. So that's 1 full round. Inhale left. Plug left, exhale right. Inhale right. Plug right, exhale left. Inhale left. Plug left, exhale right. Inhale right. Plug right, exhale left. Just continue doing that on your own. See if you can keep your inhales and exhales equal in length. Go through 2 more full rounds. You'll finish exhaling out of your left nostril. And then take your right palm face up on your right thigh. Keep your eyes closed. And take a few breaths here. Just feel all of those subtle shifts energetically. Maybe feeling a bit more balance on the masculine and the feminine energetic levels. Maybe you can actually feel that prana, that life force energy moving through you. Feel the subtle shifts in your physical body. Maybe your heartbeat is a little bit slower, your nervous system more calm. Any stress or anxiety has been reduced, hopefully. And hopefully you just feel a little bit more relaxed. So I want you to continue to breathe and bring your awareness below your belly button, so to your lower belly. And also to your sacrum. So again, that flat bone in your lower back. And in between the lower belly and your sacrum, begin to visualize a spinning wheel of energy. And if you'd like, you can visualize it as the color orange. And just watching this spinning wheel of energy going around and around. First, notice the pace at which it spins. So maybe it's kind of slow. Maybe it's a little fast. Maybe it's moderate. Maybe it's not moving at all. And then begin to see if you can consciously visualize yourself bringing that spinning wheel of energy into balance. So watching it begin to spin at more of a moderate pace. And maybe seeing it again, if you can kind of feel that energy as well as just visualizing it. We're all different. Some of us feel a little bit easier. Some of us visualize a little easier. So one or the other might be easier for you to practice. And the spinning wheel of energy represents our sacral chakra. Again, it's our center of emotion, of creativity, of sexuality, of being able to be adaptable and fluid as we go through life. So as you visualize or feel or both this spinning wheel of energy, I want you to begin to repeat the affirmation. I am adaptable and creative. I am adaptable and creative. As you inhale, I am. As you exhale, adaptable and creative. And just continue repeating that to yourself, linking it with your breath. Repeat it 2 more times. And when you're ready, you're going to bring your palms together in front of your heart center. A moment here of gratitude for your body, your breath, for this awareness that you just cultivated, and for all of the other little things that you're grateful for today in this moment. And then seal your thumbs to your third eye. Bowing forward with love, light, and gratitude from my heart to yours. Namaste.